Hi, I'm Sherry Pop with Weave Education. Welcome to this edition of Institutional Effectiveness Tips. Today, we're going to talk about writing effective learning outcomes. Writing outcomes is the most basic element of creating effective assessment plans. Outcomes that are clear and well-written signal what is expected of students in a course or program, drive instructional decisions for faculty, and help identify measures that will accurately assess student learning. But first, what are learning outcomes? They sometimes go by other names like SLOs, objectives, PLOs, or other variations. Regardless of the naming convention you choose, learning outcomes are measurable elements of your assessment plan. They are statements that specify what students will know, do, or value as a result of an activity or experience. They are student-oriented, and they focus on the learning or development from an activity or experience, not the participation. A simple formula for constructing an effective outcome is to identify the audience, in this case the students, identify the type of thinking or action the students will engage in, and then identify the content knowledge, skills, or values students will be able to demonstrate after the learning activity has taken place. Using a taxonomy like Bloom's can be helpful in determining and articulating the level of thinking students will be expected to demonstrate when their learning is assessed. Using the formula, a few examples of outcomes are: students will be able to communicate effectively through written reports. Students will be able to describe major events and trends in history. And students will be able to apply theories of social psychology to real-world situations. A final tip is to avoid a few things that will make outcomes less effective. Outcomes are not effective if they are not aligned with one or more program or institutional goals. They include vague words that are hard to measure or that obscure the intended learning, or they include too many skills in one statement. These errors will make it more challenging for faculty to align instructional methods and assessments to the outcomes. They will also make outcomes less clear for students who are trying to meet the objectives. Remember, learning outcomes are the basic building blocks of assessment plans. Taking time to make sure they are clear and effective can help your efforts to improve student learning. Thanks for joining me for Institutional Effectiveness Tips. Be sure to check out our other resources at weaveeducation.com.
Created using Powtoon.